There's been a lot of damaging and incredibly inaccurate rhetoric, and I would argue I feel almost obliged to apologize for some of what my political colleagues have said. It is about Mexico, about the Mexican people. It's a heated campaign season, and I just want you to know, Mr. President, that the most heated of the rhetoric you've heard from some of the competitors for the nomination for president is not who we are as the American people. It is not a view that is the view of the majority of the American people. It's the exact opposite.
Well, that's progressive. Jesus Christ.
But unfortunately for Joe Biden, Mr. Morality, Mr. the anti-Trump, a videotape just surfaced from him from 2006 when he was raising money to run in 2008. And we want to hear some of it? So I've showed you before that it was Bill Clinton who started demonizing Mexicans and immigrants. And I've showed you those videotapes and Hillary Clinton bragging about, I voted for a wall. We voted for, some places it was a fence, but some places. So I've showed you that. Well, here's Joe Biden, and let's watch.
The country that is a turmoil democracy where they have the greatest disparity. And it's one of the wealthiest countries.
So he's talking about Mexico, and he says it's one of the wealthiest countries
in the hemisphere. And because of a corrupt system that exists in Mexico, there is a 1%.
He just said because of the corrupt system in Mexico, he goes, there's the 1%.
Population is top, a very small middle class.
A very small middle class.
And the rest is abject poverty.
Sounds like fucking America, Joe. There's the 1%, a very small middle class, and the rest is that. Sounds like fucking America, but he's saying Mexico is corrupt. Corrupt! Mexico is more corrupt than the United States. Somehow, Mexico is corrupt.
You know, I would assume that politicians speak in a different style when they're talking to donors. I just wouldn't have guessed that style would have been Mussolini. This is like a totally different person.
Well, very good, Mike. Here we go. This gets way worse. Has anyone seen this yet, by the way? It just came on. Okay, here we go.
I voted for a fence.
I voted for a fence.
I voted, unlike most Democrats, some people don't like it. I voted for 700 miles.
He voted for a 700-mile fence. He's fucking screaming it at the top of his lungs. He's bragging about it. We need to stop the racist guy who wants to build a wall, so let's unite behind the racist guy who wants to build a fence. It gets better. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Biden's private position, by the way.
Is that the name of his late night show?
Let me tell you, we can go say 40 stories high unless we change the dynamic in Mexico.
He said we can build a fence 40 miles high, but it's not going to work unless you change the system in Mexico.
You will not like this. And punish American employers who knowingly violate the law when in fact they hire illegally. Unless you do those two things, all the rest is window dressing. And I know I'm not supposed to say that bluntly, but they're the facts. They're the facts. And so everything else we do is in between here. Everything else we do is at the margin. The reason why I started studying why I can make defenses needed is not related to immigration as much as to drugs.
No, I can't hear what the fuck he's saying right here.
Wait, hold on. Can we just, for my own benefit, pretend this is like a sales convention that he just walked in and crashed and started yelling at these people? Oh, hey, buddy, we don't...
This reminds me of my dad screaming about the continental breakfast. This fucking sausage is cold. And nobody wants to hear it, but I'm going to say it.
I go to the National Crime Bill. I'm the guy that goes to the National Drug Section. I'm the guy that wrote the law that set up a drug czar.
So he just bragged about, I'm the guy who set up the law that created a drug czar. That's what he's bragging. It's progressive. He is excited about that. He is.
Let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons
Now listen to what he says here. He goes, let me tell you something, folks. They drive across that border with tons of what, Joe?
Tons. Hear me. Tons. Of everything from byproducts of methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin.
Wow, there's another guy who says the exact same thing, and his name is Donald Trump. And that's why he wants to build a border wall 700 miles away. Well, I'm glad we're going to vote for Joe Biden, who's the exact fucking same thing as Donald Trump, to defeat Donald Trump. Isn't this is, to me, one of the most fucked up things. There's a little bit more to this, but let's show we go.
And it's all coming up through corrupt Mexico. So I would have, as they say in the southern part of my state, I had them all recalled, those boys. I have a little circle war. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Think you know about me. I've been doing this a long time. I've known every single major world leader in every country for the past 40 years. And I know a lot of the wealthy, not like you guys in business. I've been sending them to 4 cents for one week, and they just say, "You got to
So now he tells a joke, but I can't hear it. Here it comes, watch. Oh, I wish I knew what the fuck he said. He's in a room full of white people. I'm sure he said something about putting poor brown people in jail or something.
Bottom line, folks, is we got to level with these folks.
He says we got to level with these folks. So that's his big thing, is that I'm a truth teller. You might not want to hear it, but Mexicans are bringing drugs across the border, and we need to build a wall. And
Don't tell me in Mexico you expect to get the same kind of treatment that we give other democracies.
he said, don't tell me Mexico, don't tell me you'd expect the same treatment that we give other democracies.
And you don't act in a democratic way.
Did he just hit that guy? Like, what is he doing?
That's what he gets for falling asleep.
It's like some guy. It's like, I feel like Biden was just at an all-you-could-drink wedding in the next ballroom over, and just fucking stumbles in. I'll tell you something about a fucking fence. Like, Uncle Joe, come on.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Joe's never had a piñata at one of his children's birthday parties. What's funny is the waiter just asked him how he liked the enchiladas. Anyway, so what he means by a corrupt system in Mexico that allows drugs to come into our country, he means it's corrupt because it can't be overpriced and sold for a huge profit. That's what he means. Damn you, Jose, for interfering in our national drug scam. Mexico is corrupt. I mean, folks, have you ever noticed how little guacamole Chipotle gives you? It's fucked up. And I didn't know that bellhops were forced to wear body cams, but the cops don't have to. Isn't that weird?
In defense of Joe Biden and his little speech he gave here, he plagiarized it.
So there's the guy who's supposed to be the antidote to Trump, sounding exactly like Trump, but just 14 years ago? So just before Trump. So he was priming the pump for Trump the whole time, just like Hillary Clinton, just like Bill Clinton, and just like Barack Obama. They were priming the pump for Trump all the time. And now that we have Trump, they're like, oh, you got to go vote for us because we'll fix everything. That's not what's going to happen.
And you know, Jimmy, I just really think that the best course for our country would be if Joe Biden ran as a Republican against Donald Trump.
Yes!
Get out of the Democratic Party. You're not a progressive, Joe.
Hey, you want to get rid of Donald Trump? Run as a Republican and beat him in the primary.
And he would beat him.
He would beat him in the primary. No, he wouldn't. It was so fun.
By the way, you gave me